In this tutorial, we will see how do we draw projections of a polygonal plane in AutoCAD. So let us take an example. So a regular pentagon of 25 mm side has one side on the ground and it is inclined at 45 degrees to the horizontal plane and perpendicular to the vertical plane. So the object is having a side on the ground and it is making an angle of 45 degrees with my horizontal plane. So initially I have to make sure that my object is resting on my horizontal plane and I have to make sure that I draw the projections of that plane. Then I have to make sure that one edge is rested on the horizontal plane and it is being lifted in the vertical direction. So to draw that, I am going to use these commands in the AutoCAD. So I'm going to use line command, I'm going to use line weight command, polygon, polyline, mtext or text, array, copy, rotate and trim. So let us see how do you draw this in AutoCAD. So let us uh, draw a XY line initially. So let us draw XY line. So let us take the line to be having a length of close to some 200 units. So I have drawn the XY line, and after drawing this XY line, uh, we have to draw a polygon. Shortcut for polygon is POL, or I can also select a polygon command from this location. After selecting the polygon command, it is going to ask us to specify how many points do we have to do we want to draw a polygon with. So we are given with a pentagon, so let us consider 5 sides. So we're going to get the in pentagon we are going to have a pentagon either inscribed in the circle or circumscribed in the circle, or we can also have a pentagon drawn with the help of a edge. Now let us consider the edge. Now it is asking us to specify the first point of the edge, and now the second point I can give the length. So in downward direction I'm going to put, and I'm going to give the dimension of the pentagon. So the dimension of the pentagon is 25 units. So I've got this pentagon. So in this problem he has not given at what distance it is away from my vertical plane. So I can draw it at any random location, or else I have to make sure that I'm going to choose appropriate location for drawing of this pentagon. Now after I draw this pentagon, I have to draw the projections of the line. But a point to mention is, if I draw all the objects of same thickness, I will not be able to identify whether these objects are the projected objects or reference lines. So let us see how do we increase the thickness of these lines. Okay, again I'm going to draw this same object. Now I'm going to go for this polygon command. Before going to this polygon command, I'm going to go with line weight command. In line weight command, I'm going to increase the thickness of the line. Now I'm going to choose the thickness of the line to be 0.3 mm. After I select this thickness, I'm going to use the polygon command and I'm going to give polygon of 5 sides. I'm going to use the edge option. I'm going to set this as the edge, and the second point is of 25 units distance. So if I turn on this line weight display, I will be able to see the polygon which is having certain thickness. Now further, if I draw any other line, uh, it is going to have the same thickness. To get rid of this thickness, I'm going to again go with line width option, and I'm going to make it to the default value, which is 0.25 mm. Then if I continue to draw any line, then it's going to be line of the default thickness. Now let us drop the projections of this plane onto my XY line, and this one and this one is going to meet here. Similarly, this line is going to meet. Now, now one thing which I can see is my object is resting on my horizontal plane, so my front view is going to be on my XY line. Now to draw the projection in the front view, I'm going to again make use of the line weight command. So I'm going to turn on the line weight and I'm going to increase the thickness. Okay. Now I've increased the line weight. Now I'm going to draw the line. Okay. Now let us give the names to this polygon. Now I'm going to use single line text option for for writing the text. So I'm going to give this as the starting point and height to be uh, 2.5 units. Angle of text rotation is going to be 0. Now let us specify the names. So I'm going to give this as A, this as B, this as C, this as D, and this as E. Now if I have to write the front view projections, so I'm going to get the front view projections to be A dash and E dash, B dash and D dash. Similarly, this is C dash. And I'm going to rearrange these locations to make it look proper. So this is how it looks after I rearrange. Now I have to draw the projection of a plane which is making an inclination with my horizontal plane. So I'm going to select this part of my line and I'm going to copy it to a different location. So I'm going to select a baseline and I'm going to paste it at certain distance. After finish pasting, I'm going to press escape. Now this line which I have drawn is making an angle of 45 degrees. Okay, now I'm going to use rotate command and I'm going to place this as my base point. Now the angle being made is 45 degrees, so I'm going to make the angle to be 45 degrees. Now this is the line which is making an angle of 45 degrees. Now let us drop these projections onto the top view. So let us initially make the line weights to be default value. Then let us drop the projections. So line A is going to start here and it's going to meet here. So A. Similarly, I'm going to go get the location of E here. Further, let us get the location of B. Location of B is here. Similarly, I'm going to get the location of D, and similarly I'm going to get the location of C. Now these are the locations of A, B, C, D and E. Now let us again draw the uh, final projection. Now before drawing the final projection, let us go with line weight command. And again we are going to increase the line weight to be 0.5 units. And after that I'm going to select polygon command and I'm going to draw this. So this is how we get the final projection. Now let us try to give the name. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to select all this uh, text and I'm going to just copy it and paste. Now after placing the text properly, I got the figure to be like this. Now further I'm going to use the X and Y name for the line. So I'm going to write the text here and I'm going to specify the height to be in 4 units and the angle of text to be 0. And I'm going to write the X here. I'm going to write it Y here. Now select this line and just squeeze this line to make it look proper. After finished doing this, I'm going to use the dimension. So I'm going to use the dimension to be linear dimension because we have given the line weight. I have to again remove the line weight. I'm going to go with line weight and I'm going to remove the line weight and then I'm going to give the dimension. So let us see how does it look in our layer. So this is how it's going to look in our final layer.